What's the best example of giving the hardest job to the laziest person? So I got this temp job through an agency years ago. It was for a small, kinda old-school office that needed someone for just one day. The task sounded simple enough. Print 30 identical packets, each containing exactly 100 pages. Easy, right? They explained why it was a full 8-hour day's work, maybe even longer. Apparently their main office printer, a big standard Xerox machine, didn't have a collate function. This meant I'd have to print 30 copies of page 1, then 30 copies of page 2, and so on for all 100 pages. Then I'd have to manually sort all 3,000 pages into 30 separate packets. My brain immediately went into find the path of least resistance mode, manually sorting 3,000 pages. For minimum wage. No thanks. I walked over to the printer with the file open on a nearby computer. It was a completely standard, modern office multifunction printer. There was zero chance it didn't have a collate function. Zero. I looked at the touch screen control panel, which had a million options. Took me maybe 30 seconds tops to find the finishing options menu, and right there, big as day, were buttons for collate and staple. I honestly couldn't believe they had been manually sorting everything for who knows how long. I selected 30 copies, clicked collate, and just for good measure, clicked staple too, because why not make them look extra professional? Hit print. The machine whirred to life, and within about 20 minutes, it had spat out 30 perfectly sorted and stapled 100-page packets. The entire full day's work was finished before my first coffee break was even technically over. So what do you do when the task you were hired for literally takes 20 minutes instead of 8 hours? Well, I was getting paid for the full day regardless. I went back to the desk they assigned me, opened up a web browser, and spent the next 7.5 hours doing absolutely nothing work-related. I surfed the internet, read news articles, maybe watched some incredibly low-volume YouTube videos. People from the office occasionally walked by, saw the finished stack of packets, and looked impressed, but nobody asked what I was doing. At the end of the day, the office manager came over, saw the stack, and was genuinely astonished. "Wow, you finished all these, and they're all stapled? Our printer can do that?" I just gave a casual shrug and said something like, "Yeah, you just have to know where to look in the settings." They paid me for the full day, gave the temp agency a glowing review about my efficiency and technical skills. And that review actually led to me getting called for a bunch more jobs afterwards, often with slightly higher pay rates, because the agency thought I was some kind of printing wizard. All because I was too lazy to sort 3,000 pages and just found the obvious, easy button on the printer. Anyone else have a situation where finding the lazy, easy way out of a tedious task ended up working out perfectly?